Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today we have Emperinazar as our faction event. So here I have three teams for you: a low level, a high level, and a mid-range team. And what I decided to do this time was make three new teams. Yellow and brown is the restriction, and that's a super easy restriction. I didn't want to retread old ground here. So you could do like Phoenicia Magma Dragon if you want to. You can do Guard's Avatar, Sir Quentin Hadley. You can do Triple Finesse Nimbus Bow. You can just do Chalcedony Loop. It's really easy. This coloration, yellow and brown. There are so many. I didn't even mention some of them that you could do, but those are the ones that come to mind off top. So yeah, you can do Triple Defiance. With the Axe of the North. So yeah, if you're low level, Triple Finesse. If you're mid range, Chalcedony. If you're high level, Guard's Avatar, Phoenicia, something like that. But I decided to make up three new teams here just to make it interesting. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll make the video and I'll just put the meta teams on here just to have them recorded and put them on the Delve Guide playlist. And sometimes I'll make new teams because in an event like this where you already know what's up, Guards, Avatar, Phoenicia, Finesse, Chalcedony, I like to try to make new teams, so it's interesting. But here's the first team that I came up with. We have tried to use Scourge of Honor. So Scourge of Honor does true damage to all enemies, and you can 50% start him. So I just doubled up on him. I know a lot of y'all probably aren't going to have two of them, but maybe one day. You could also do this with the Grey King and like, I don't know if the Ghost Queen is available. She might be. Isn't she like brown and green? I can't remember, but you might be able to do this with the Grey King as well. Anything that does true damage to almost all enemies, you can like double up on them, especially if they have a 50% start. But yeah, I went Mountain Crusher, Scourge of Honor, King Salinas, Bard class, double brown, red banner. And you just cast the Mountain Crusher, you get up the Scourge of Honors, you cast them, and you win. True damage to all enemies pretty much twice, and blaze through the event. But yeah, these teams are mostly just to get through the event and get all rewards. It's not to try to get to level 500 on a Tuesday or anything. You want to do that on the weekend events or just pick out them each day. The Tuesday event is just one day. You don't want to be trying to do that all in one day. So here is the mid-range team. I wanted to make a team out of Borealis. Borealis does triple skull damage to frozen enemies. So I tried to make a team for that. Ended up with an all-dragon team. We got Borealis, Mace of Claws, Shegra, and Cincia. So the Borealis is you're gonna cast it. It's gonna freeze all enemies, and then you can hit them with skulls and do triple skull damage to frozen enemies. The Mace of Claws is a dragon weapon. It makes green and red, I think, or red and purple. I think it's red and purple. And then we have Shegra, who just got a buff recently. So decided to try to use Shegra. Shegra makes some red and then turns all the red to skulls, which is good because we have Borealis. We're going to cast Borealis. We're going to freeze all the enemies. Then we're going to cast Mace of Claws. It's going to get everybody else up and make some red. And then we're going to cast Shegra, who's going to make even more red, and then put a bunch of skulls on the board for Borealis to do that triple skull damage to frozen enemies. Cincia is just there for the 50% start for dragons. And it was pretty fun. You'll see on a couple of these battles, it was just like crack, 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 like a Fireblade team. And a couple of them, it was just like, you had to kind of fart around on the board and try to find some mana. And right here, you can see is the farting around looking for mana battle. But watch the next one, and I think the one before this. It goes pretty quickly sometimes, and it's all up to luck here if it goes quickly. But watch this next one here. And yeah, Shegra just got a buff, in that last little update that they did where they updated the Broken Spire troops, I think. Got like another gem spawn or something? I can't remember what it got exactly. But yeah, check this one out here. So you cast Borealis first because you want to freeze all the enemies. Then you cast the Mace of Claws because you want to put some red on the board, like extra red. And then you cast the Shegra, and watch this. Bang, bang, bang. Pretty much take one more skull. They're all dead. It's pretty cool. It's like a poor man's Zul'Goth Fireblade team. So if you do not have Zul'Goth or you do not have Fireblade to 100, you can try something with Borealis, who does triple skull damage to frozen enemies. All you have to do is cast Borealis first. That's why it's a little bit weaker, because you have to like do a little bit more stuff before you can start doing your triple skull damage. Alright, here is the low-level team right here. You know, you can do triple finesse, Nimbus bow. You can do triple defiance, axe of the north. You can just do Chalcedony. A lot of options, really easy. But wanted to try something else, so I went with Shield of Sky, Satite Warrior, and Harpy Mage. So kind of similar to that first team, except for it's not true damage; it's scatter damage. It's almost like a Rowan, honestly. You're boosting a troop's armor and then casting and doing scatter damage based on armor. It's like the brown green, it's like the brown version of Rowan, because Rowan is green and blue. So anytime you have access to green or blue, you're going to use Rowan. Rowan's way stronger than Satite Warrior, but it will do scatter damage based on an enemy's armor. So you can take that Shield of Urskaya, you can always cast it on your hero, boost up your armor. Then when you cast the Satite Warrior, you cast it on your hero, because then it will do the damage based on the hero's armor, which will be way up there. And then you can hit all enemies, and you're probably going to have to cast it a couple times, but it does hit pretty hard. And I thought it was interesting, so went with Satite Warrior, trying to do a Rowan thing without Rowan. Put on your guard medals here. We got Harpy Mage, second turn empowered, especially when you have a... It is a second turn empowered when you have an enchant potion. So, Harpy Mage really good. Just cast it on your Shield of Urskaya. You'll then explode brown, and she gets up really quick, especially with potions. And then you got the Satite Warrior. You just cast it on your hero after you cast the Shield of Urskaya, and then you can do it again, blah, blah, blah. So, pretty cool. I tried to make 3 different teams here. The one I thought was the coolest was probably the Borealis team when it was working. When it was working, it was going good. So, but when it wasn't, you're kind of farting around. But yeah, put your teams below. Let me know. Do you have any teams? Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. Helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel. Comment below, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.